What I did was those guys' rep counts were up high. They were pretty high, and I wanted to give the backups more reps. I wanted to close the gap so we could evaluate those guys a little bit better. So they worked out, but they just worked out at a different facility. They didn't work out here today.
Coach, can you talk about the work that Brandon Tyson has done first preseason game and then in training camp?
You know, Brandon's done an excellent job. You know, he's getting better and better every day. He's a prototypical type corner that Gus liked in his system. You know, he's tall. He's got a nice wingspan. He has the discipline to stay on top. He's getting better and better. I thought he played very good last week.
Did today move the needle at all in the kicking competition?
No, it's a long battle. You know, we got 3 more weeks of training camp, and you know, a couple weeks ago, you know, Roberto kicked well in practice, and Caleb didn't. Today, Caleb kicked well, so we'll see how it plays out in games.
Is this going to matter less what they do in practice once you get more of those game reps?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what a player does in the game, to me, is how I evaluate the most.
Coach, you mentioned in March that you felt like you were one of the last people to get the memo that you were head coach and you had to delegate a little bit more. So is there anything you're doing this training camp that maybe would have been more hands-on last year that you're changing?
I don't remember saying that, but what did I say again?
Sorry, that learning to delegate.
Learning to delegate. Yeah, I mean, I got a great staff, so I mean, I would be an idiot not to delegate to these guys. These guys are good coaches, and I've been probably less hands-on, you know, this year, and more, I guess, taking a step back and looking at the big picture, the direction of this football team, and sometimes that's challenging because I miss coaching. I miss being in there with the guys and coaching, but it's something that I have to step back and accept my role.
A day like this, some of these young guys get more reps. How important is that? How do you balance that with what you see them doing during
You know, I think the most important part about them getting reps like today is when they get in the games, they're more comfortable. They've been in that situation, they've done it, and you hope the execution is better in the game. I want those guys to play fast and physical, just like that second-team defense did last week. I mean, I'm really impressed with that second unit right now.
What did you like about the two guys that you added to the roster this week?
You know, well, I'm still learning those guys. You know, we had Kyle last year in camp, and we let him go, and we brought him back. You know, he's a good linebacker, but he's got a lot of catching up to do. And the tight end that we claimed off waivers from Seattle, he had a good-looking guy. You know, he's a receiving threat, supposedly. You know, we're still evaluating him.
Usually guys that you pick up at this point in training camp have a hard time making rosters. Does Duran have a better chance just because there's not a lot of experience there on that depth chart?
I mean, anybody in camp has a chance, in my opinion, Jack. You know, if he learned that playbook and he go out there and he light it up on Saturday, you know, he's going to turn a lot of heads. So. I would love to make that decision sooner than later. I really would, but it's so close right now. I just can't, you know. We have so many battles that we can focus on in this training camp, but, you know, that one right there, definitely not ready to pull the trigger on that one yet. That's a possibility as well, no doubt. I've had 2 kickers before, you know. When Jason Elam was in his prime, just leaving his prime, you know, he lost some leg strength. He's an excellent field goal kicker, but not a kickoff guy. So we kept a guy just for legs to do that. Well, you're going to take a hit somewhere else, and so you better be deep at another position to allow you to do that. You know, Caleb's been hurt the most, but he looked healthy today. You know, he kicked a 54-yarder today. I think that's the longest he's kicked all camp. Roberto's been pretty consistent the whole offseason. So Caleb is just not getting healthy. And you're starting to see a different rotation on his ball.
Is it still
I'm not that concerned about it because, you know, it's something that I think he should be over by now. And I think we were just being really cautious with him. And, you know, kickers, they're a little weird anyway. You know, they get a little injury and, you know, they're not like a linebacker. You know, you don't throw him back out there. So, from what I'm seeing right now, yeah, the rotation on his ball, the distance that he's getting, look good.
Is it possible to kick before he goes out?
No, y'all let those guys alone. They're, like I told you, they're different, Kurt. They're different.
Is the consistency with the guy that pleased you the most, considering how he struggled in Tampa?
Oh, absolutely. You know, a lot of kickers don't become a good kicker in the National Football League until they're cut. You know, when he got here, I told him, hell, you've been cut 3 times. You got nothing to lose. You playing with house money, turn it loose. And if he gets over that hump, he's got all the leg talent in the world. So he's been very consistent, and he may be over that hump. I don't know, but we're going to find out.
Is it still the hip that's bothering Caleb, the one he has surgery on?
No, it's just leg soreness.
Okay.
Yeah. Just, he hadn't kicked in so long, because of the surgery. And so we can't over-kick him too soon.
Okay. Would you consider using Drew on kickoffs again?
That's an option. He did it last year, in the Cowboys game, so it's an option.
Considering the struggles that you had in the kicking game last year, how much during camp do you try to do late game situations or try to mimic it to see what both have?
We are working a lot of situations, game situations, but if we can execute in some of those game situations on offense and defense, you don't always have to kick a last-minute field goal. So that's been my main priority, is getting that fixed.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thanks,
All right.
Okay, there's going to be injuries that take place during the season, and they wake up and they find out they're number 1, and they got to come out and play. And so I thought that was a good process that we went through with those guys.
What do you see from Derwin so far when you first got him in OTAs?
Right. I would say with Derwin right here, well, he's very talented. I mean, his speed and length, and you saw some plays today. I think what he's going through right now is if he's in the classroom, in the meeting room, and you talk to him about questions, he can answer them right now. I mean, he's on it. Now it's coming out on the field and putting it together. So he's in that phase right now. But it's coming. He's really, I mean, if he makes a mistake, he knows right now. And so it's just, that next step, what you see with sometimes with young guys. You gotta work not to think anymore. And he's kind of at that stage.
What were your major takeaways from the preseason opener?
You know what? We didn't start like we wanted to. With the first group, we came out there and we had 2 14-yard runs. That's not exactly how we want to start it. But I felt like it was really good after that. We settled down. In fact, the first group, they came off, won another series. They were going anyway. They came out there, settled down, and then we started to play good football. So I thought we tackled pretty well. That's been a big emphasis, so that part was good. We had a couple busts, like you would think, and, really not preparing, just kind of playing rules football and going out there and really seeing our fundamentals. We can kind of have a foundation right now where we need to improve on.
Coach, you talk cornerbacks, Brandon Bison. What have you seen from him preseason training camp?
You know what? He's one of those guys where you look at his length is showing up. I thought he had a pretty good game, against Arizona. So, I think that length on the edge and, now he's learning technique. You got to out there. You got to play with a certain sense of poise, and we're starting to see that more and more in practice. So, he's developing. So we'll see where that turns out.
Speaking of corners developing, what have you seen from Mike Davis over the course of last year?
Well, Michael, I think we always knew he had speed. But I think he's become more of a willing tackler. Where he's gotten stronger. I think he's got more confidence in his ability to tackle. He had a couple opportunities in the game where he showed up in tackling. So I think he's becoming more well-rounded. He's not just a guy that can run and play in the perimeter. So that's the area that we really challenged him on.
Plus, when it comes to Derwin's football IQ for a rookie, where would you put him?
I put it pretty high now. I mean, we're asking him to do quite a few things. He's playing down, he's playing back, and we're putting on a lot on his plate because really at that safety position, we're trying to find out what combination do we want to go with. So that means they really got to all play both positions. So as a rookie, that's pretty challenging, and he's picking it up. Like I said in the classroom, pretty sharp now. So he just needs to go out in the field and do it consistently. Okay? All right, thank you.
I was just saying, now that you're a few weeks into camp, how valuable are these reps that you didn't get last year?
Oh,
Have you
it's
kind of seen the value in them?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's night and day from last year. I mean, just being able to come out here this fall camp and just be just be here. That's the main thing. You know, able to participate in camp. That's the main thing. Me being out here is going to affect everything.
Mike, how'd the game against the Cardinals go, and then how important is some rest with Phil in the upcoming game?
Oh, the Cardinals game was pretty good. I felt like I got some opportunities to make some plays. I made those plays, and I mean, the time I was in there, I felt like I done good. But next game, you know, get some opportunities with Phil, see how those plays go. So I'm looking forward to it.
You building confidence each week? You feel like you look more confident?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, every day, every week, you know, I feel like I'm building a lot of confidence in the coaches and the quarterback. So I just got to keep coming out here every day getting better.
How comfortable do you feel with Phil at this point? I know last year was hard
Yeah.
for you guys to always get on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, this year, like I just said, night and day. I mean, last year, me missing camp, first 5-6 games, not being able to get on the same page, and me participating in OTAs, fall camp, you know, it's been a lot better. You know, I'm figuring out what he like, figuring out what I like, so he's putting the ball where I need to be. I just got to go up and make those plays, and I'm doing that this time around.
Thank you. In what ways does this camp feel different, not just for you, but for the team in general, now that you guys are settled in here in LA and also with Coach Lynn? How does it feel?
I mean, we kind of know what we have here. We feel like we have all the pieces to win. I mean, I feel like we ended the season pretty good last year, so we just got to continue to build on that. You know, continue to keep the same energy that we played with the last part of the season and carry on into this preseason and then the beginning of the regular season.
You said you feel like you guys have the pieces to win. How good do you think this team can be?
Oh, we could be real good. I feel like we have the leaders for that, the coaches for that, so we just got to go out there and put it out on film.
Like, you went up against Derwin a couple times in college. What's it been like going up against him?
Oh, it's been good. I mean, he's a freak. I mean, he go out there and makes a lot of plays. You know, he's a big body back there at safety, not afraid of contact. You know, he want to hit you. So, I mean, it's good to have him back there on the back end. We compete every day, and we both can get better every day.
Mike, what personal goals do you have set for yourself?
Well, just be here for every game for my teammates. That's the main thing. If I'm here, you know, it's sky's the limit. I feel like just being out there with my teammates, able to help them every game, I feel like that'll help us out a lot. That's great. Appreciate it.
I don't like taking that line because it's like a separate line.
No, it's not. It's like what they run out of. Like what they.
It's separate line. I'm like,
Nope. Do you feel that out there?
Yeah, every day I feel like I'm improving. They slowing it down for me, making more sense for me, and I feel like I'm just trying to come out here and apply it, and it's working.
Where are they playing you at? Looks like they're playing a little bit strong, a little bit free, and maybe a little bit of dime linebacker.
Yeah, that's it's kind of our defense. Is just how it's the strongest safety position, but it's kind of like it's very multiple in different spots. But it's,
Do you feel in the role that they're playing you?
I mean, I did it in college. I mean, I played a linebacker on third down in college, and I was doing the same thing in college. So it's kind of the same, just different techniques.
Derwin, how big of an adjustment has it been going from that star linebacker at Florida State and now what the
Basically learning how to do it a new way, learning how to do it their way. Because I mean, like I said, you got to come out here and you got to trust what they're teaching you and apply it their way. If you don't do it their way, you're not going to play. So just trying to come out and just get better every day.
Is there anyone who's really helped you understand the playbook, get up to speed?
I say Coach Chris, Coach Mollis, and players like Jalil and AP. Those guys have been a big help. They're constantly helping me every day and making sure I'm on top of my game.
What was it like playing in their first game?
Oh, man, it was exciting, man. Finally to put that Chargers uniform on for the first time. It felt like a real moment for me. A lot of people say it wasn't a real game, but it felt like a real game to me. So I just need to improve on, taking a step forward.
You played at such a high level in college. Did it feel different in terms of the speed, size? What was the biggest difference?
The biggest difference, just understanding the different formations. Because in college it was more of a spread, up tempo. Now you got time to go to the huddle, get to play, and finally it's real football. In college, I mean, it's 5 seconds, 10 seconds, they're snapping the ball, so it's kind of different. I mean, it's the same at the end of the day, it's football.
What are the adjustments to Gus's system then specifically?
It's much simpler. He don't ask you to do too much. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory what he's teaching us, and I mean, it allows us to play fast, and I like the system.
Are you more comfortable that way? And it's like you have to do less, but you have to do
Yeah,
everything really well.
you have to really do your job. I mean, it's less work, but it's more efficient work. So, it's good.
So when you're announced to get your feet, like you're going to have back-to-back weeks where you play against Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, do you look for the opportunity to play against guys like that?
Man, I look forward to playing against everybody, man. Me personally, I just love ball. So, like I say, every week's going to be a challenge. I mean, every week there is going to be a good player on every team that we play. I mean, it's the NFL now, so, you know, I'm just prepared and just trust what my coach is teaching me and just keep working hard.
How much does that sharpen your skills to be able to go against quarterbacks like that?
It lets you know you're in a good conversation. You're competing against the best, so that pretty much tells you, you know, where you stand at.
Derwin, how much of a learning adjustment has it been from college to pro compared to high school to college?
High school to college, you can repeat it?
From high school to college, just how much of a learning curve is it now?
Oh, it's much different. Like you say, it's a lot of guys out there like you. So you can't. It's not that much room for error. I mean, one step wrong, and I mean the guy's going the distance. So you really got to hone in on what they're telling you and what you're doing out there. So I'll just say it's much different than high school where I can get away with a lot of stuff because I was much athletic than most guys. So now you got to really come out here and do what you need to do.
You went up against Mike a couple times. What's it like going up against him now on the same field?
Williams?
Mike Williams.
Oh, Mike Williams is a great receiver. He has strong hands, and I like what he's been doing these last 2 weeks. He's really coming on, and I feel like he's going to be a big help to this team this year.
First home game, are you curious, anxious?
I mean, I'm anxious to play. I mean, I'm excited to finally come get my first home game as a professional. So I'm just excited. I mean, ready to go.
How much harder is that for you? I mean, in high school, you were such a good athlete. Maybe you could get away from something and not commit solid on the technique. Where now you really have to hone in on the defense. How does it change for you?
I wouldn't say it's much harder. I just say it's much attention to detail. Because, like I said, I'm still pretty gifted. I know, even though it's the NFL, I still like myself. When I take the field, I consider I'm the best player on the field. I still have that same mindset. That doesn't change. But I just say it's a lot of guys that are, you know, close in talent. So it's like it's not that much room for error. Yeah, always happy, man. Man, just remain humble. Just keep working. I mean, I haven't done anything yet. I'm still going to just come out here and work. And like I said, I got a lot of goals for myself, a lot of great coaches around me. And like I said, I feel like they're going to help me get there.
3 weeks in a camp, how much do you feel yourself more thinking and trying to go through things instead of just going and reacting?
I can't hear you a little bit.
Just 3 weeks in the camp, how much is it still it's still thinking and reading instead of just automatically going and reacting?
I feel like it's helped me more. I think I'm a lot farther than I was in rookie minicamp. Just coming in, I feel like these 2-3 weeks been a big help to me. Like I say, every day, you know, I see something different in our defense, you know, and that I got to hone in on. And I feel like every day is helping me. And like today, I still got some plays that I need to get better on. But like I said, that's why I'm here.
Coach had some good things to say about your classroom acumen. What have you done in the offseason to be prepared for the book when it actually comes to learning the plays? Is it much more difficult than college years, or would you say it's about the same but a little bit more intense?
I'll say it's less plays. Like I said, it's less plays, but it's more efficient. Like you have to be in your gap. You have to be covering your man. It's like you have to do it. I mean, it's going to be a big play. I mean, guys are smart. You're playing against some of the top athletes, and like I said, one mistake and they see that you're the weakness on the defense. I mean, that tells it for itself. So.
What are some improvements that you guys can carry into week 2 against the Seahawks?
Just eliminate some of the penalties. I mean, we had I think a couple plays, we had them backed up, like 2nd down, 3rd down. I think we got a couple face mask penalties and just taking advantage and making the plays that come to us. I think we had a drop interception. Just the little stuff that helps change the game, playing better in situations. I feel like we'll be good. Yeah.